world's most admired companies list is an annual list that Fortune prepares every year, and what it is a ranking of corporate reputations. This, in other words, is not what consumers think of corporate America, it's what corporate America thinks of corporate America. So this year we polled 4,200 executives, directors, industry analysts, and asked them, what are the companies you admire most? And the result is this top 50 all-star list, which we have done since 2001. So number one this year by a landslide was Apple, and this is the third year in a row that Apple takes the top spot on our list, but what's different this year is simply the margin by which it won. It was the biggest margin ever since we've been doing this list, so we were all surprised by that. And Apple's interesting for a number of reasons. If you think about why the rest of corporate America would admire Apple, I think that one thing really stands out. It's innovation, and that may seem obvious, but when you think back to what Apple has done, it has fundamentally changed everything from the way we buy and consume music, to the way we access information, to the way we engage with the world around us. So it's really kind of changed the game, both for consumers, but also, for corporate America, and corporate America recognizes that. And there's incredible admiration and respect for a company that can that consistently deliver products that innovate to that degree. So one of the more interesting aspects of the list this year was what happened with the financial services sector. Obviously, this is the sector that you might expect would be the least admired, at least from the general population. As we all know, through much of 2009, populist America really sort of took out a lot of anger and outrage on the banks, blaming them for the financial crisis and for sort of greed that might have sparked the financial crisis. But what we found was really interesting. Goldman Sachs, possibly from the consumer standpoint, maybe the most detested bank, actually its reputation among corporate America soared. It jumped from slot number 15 all the way up to slot number 8 this year, which was pretty significant. That was one of the biggest movers on our list, actually, and Goldman Sachs moving to the upside, I think, surprised a lot of people. And what that says is that when you look at corporate America and what business insiders think, they respect the company because it weathered the financial crisis, came out to churn out record profits, and is really going gangbusters. So I think that message is what the executives and analysts that we polled, that's what they're concerned about. And similarly, JP Morgan inched up 2 slots from number 20 to number 18, and the same thing there. I mean, the 2 banks that have weathered the crisis the best are indisputably Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan Chase. And so that right there is reflected in the rankings. Toyota is on our list at number 7, which may surprise many people, but when you think about it, we actually did this survey. The research and the surveys are conducted in the fall, late summer and fall. So these surveys went out, and our industry insiders were voting on these companies well before the recall crisis that started this year. But that said, the rankings for Toyota actually did drop. They went from number 3 in the top 50 list to number 7. So it sort of tells you that maybe corporate insiders actually see minor shifts before they actually happen, and in a way these lists can actually be prescient sometimes. The real test for Toyota for our list will be where it ends up next year. Obviously, we'll see how the rest of this year plays out. We will send out the surveys again this fall, and we'll see how corporate America votes. It's anyone's guess what could happen. When Merck had troubles with Vioxx, it actually did fall off our list, and it never came back. Toyota is a company that was so widely respected. It can withstand a lot of things. Whether it can withstand this crisis